What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the sixth edition of the Step Back Podcast. Your host, as always, is me, Rob Aguirre. Alongside me, as always, got Matt Choder. Only two of us tonight. Ben is actually on vacation currently. He's in where's he at? Florida.
Yep.
Florida, right? Yeah. Ben's in Florida. I'd like to be in Florida right now.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
I would honestly like to.
He did not mention he was doing that. That was hella low key.
Yeah, I would love to be in Florida right now, but nope, I'm not. I'm right here in Hammond. It's actually not that bad outside today though.
No, it was pretty nice. I was wearing shorts and flip flops.
Yeah, you found a couch today.
Yeah, I got a couch. That's what my days consisted of. Found a couch. I cleaned up my basement. Obviously, we had a pretty chill night on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
We got to watch the Bulls get smacked up, and then we went back to the house and we're chilling.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, had our boys
good.
Cam and John come back in town.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, two really good friends of ours are actually in the military, in the Navy, stationed in Norfolk. So finally got back in town. John's about to be here for like a month, and he's headed to Italy.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, dude. That's really cool though. That's really cool. And then Cam, he's just here right now. He's actually visiting his girl though. So.
He's out in Cali.
Yeah,
that's right. I'm jealous. He's out in California.
Yeah. How about I kept getting phone calls today from California? I thought Cam was messing with me.
Probably trying to get a hold of you. He's stranded.
Yeah, getting a hold of me, or like he met some dude at the airport. You know, the people that want your phone numbers, and he just gave my number to everybody.
Yeah.
I'd be pressed. I would be so pressed, man.
Dude, someone called me today. I was texting this dude about I left some at my friend's house, and I was texting him, and I don't have his number saved. We're pretty good friends, but I'm really lazy. And I'm texting him, and then after I send a text, I'm driving. It's a horrible idea. Don't do it. But and then I get a call, and I'm with Maddie, with my girlfriend, and she gives me the phone. She goes, "Oh, it's Steven. Like, he's calling you. I don't know why you don't have his number saved." And I was like, "Answer." She answers, and it's just like complete quiet. And I'm like, "Steven?" I was like, "What's up, bro?" And like, there was no response. And I'm like, "Is this Steven? Like, who is this?" And then the dude was like, "Where are you?" And like yelled at me, bro. And I'm just like sitting there looking at the phone, I was like, "That's not Steven." And I hung up so fast, and I was terrified. And the number was from Indiana. Like, it was like a local number. Like, it was 219. Yeah, I was like, who in the world is calling me right now?
You should have texted him and be like, "Yo, bro, you gotta, like, what's going on?"
I know. I'm gonna call him back. I'm gonna be like, "Yo, this number called me. Who's this?"
Yeah, that's a little weird, man. I
was scared.
I don't know what I'd do. I probably, one thing, I don't answer any phone calls that I don't know the number. That's honestly one thing that I do. I never answer, no matter what. Like, if it's important, they'll text me or they'll leave a voicemail. But I don't answer anything that I don't know the phone number.
That's smart.
I don't have a desire for it. But yeah, man, a lot happened since we last did a show. Especially the biggest thing was the trade deadline. Our Chicago Bulls made some moves.
They made
some great moves. Getting top 5 center in the league on our team now. Mr. 24 and 12, Mr. 40. He's just something else. Nikola Vucevic, the Vooch.
Such an underrated pickup. Like, obviously everyone appreciated it throughout the NBA, but like, just like, wow. No one, when you called me and told me that, you could have told me I won the lottery and I would have reacted the same. I was so happy because we didn't even give up that much. Like,
oh no,
what we gave up is fine. Obviously, you're a Wendell guy, and I was too because he went to Duke. But no, I'm very happy we got rid of him because, like, I don't think we were gonna go anywhere with him as our starting. Well, he obviously wasn't starting when he left, but you saw it coming. I mean, he moved to the bench. It's a new front office, new coaching staff. Like, they didn't scout these guys. They didn't trade for Otto Porter. They didn't draft Wendell. Like those guys like that were probably out the door.
Yeah. Because the big thing is, I mean, both the picks we traded, they were both protected. We gave up 2021 and the 2023 first round pick, both top 4 protected. And I mean, who knows? Like, I want to make the playoffs, but this year we can maybe not make the playoffs. So we'll
Right.
be in the lottery, and the way the lottery's been going, a bottom team has been moving up every year. So
Exactly.
there's a chance that like if we don't make the playoffs this year, we've added Vucevic, and we could maybe go out and get like a Kate Cunningham or an Evan Mobley.
Dude, you shoot high for the draft. I used to shoot high, and now I just always get disappointed. So I'm shooting for like Io, like that's and Josh Christopher. Like those are my guys.
Both of those guys won't be top 4 picks. That's all I'm thinking. Like thinking of top 4 picks. You got those two, probably Jalen Suggs, and I'd probably say Kuminga.
If we pulled off and got Jalen Suggs, I would lose my mind. I am such a fan of that kid.
How tall is Suggs?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. I want to say he's probably about. I actually got it right here. Give me 1 second. The page is loading. I was actually looking at mock drafts because obviously we're going to get into the NBA draft in a little bit.
Yeah,
but I want to say he's like 6'4", 6'5".
Okay. That's crazy. When we'll be able to
6'4".
We'll get Jalen Suggs and do a sign and trade for Lonzo. Man,
Jalen Green too is someone I would like to obviously not a high chance we get him at the moment, but if we got Jalen Green out of the G League, I'd be happy.
Yeah, either anybody, man. But either way, like regardless of the fact, we just got ourselves an all-star, a borderline like all NBA center.
Yeah,
it's crazy, and we also got Aminu in the deal, which is a great defensive anchor to bring off the bench. And you get rid of Otto's contract, get rid of Wendell. I think a fresh start's gonna be good for Wendell. Straight up, I really think a fresh start's gonna be. I think having him, and he's gonna be able to play the 4, which is gonna be better for him as well. But you have those two, and then we pull off another trade in which we gave up our boy Daniel Gafford. Gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss his energy.
I was pretty sad. I do like Daniel Gafford, but did you see his debut again? I don't know who they played.
I didn't see his stats. I did not see his
stats. They were throwing it like Russ and Beal were just throwing him lobs, bro, and he's just going to get it, and he's like blocking. I think he only had like 13 and 5, but it was like
was he starting?
He might. I don't know. He might be a solid piece though, especially because isn't Thomas Bryant still out for a while?
Yeah, he tore his ACL.
Yeah, dude. Like, what an opportunity.
Like, yeah, I like that move for them. Especially I like them actually taking the chance on Hutchison too. I think that's actually a good move for them because he just wasn't fitting, man. It's like he didn't want to play. I'm not trying to say injuries were hurting him, but it got to the point where he was out for personal reasons for like 2 months, and it was all like disclosed. No one was knowing why he really wasn't playing, it sucked. I liked Hutch. But it just his NBA career hasn't panned out yet.
Yeah, he seems like a good dude, but like, he was a 4-year college player at Boise. Like, nice guy, very well spoken. The Bulls were recruiting him for a while.
Yeah,
but he wasn't for a pick at 22, and like we promised him that we were going to select him. I was like, this guy is who, and we missed out on Mitchell Robinson. Like, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, he I don't think he should have been a first round pick. I liked his skill set. But as a second round pick, like you're guaranteeing him, everything that he was gonna do, but he couldn't stay healthy either. So he's a big what if story. If he would have stayed healthy, who knows what could have happened? Because he showed some moves, man. Especially like his athleticism.
Yeah. His strength was on the fast break for sure. Like just getting out and going, catching lobs, whatever, catching going in transition. That's where he excelled. But yeah, there was nothing too far. He wasn't a great shooter. Like he's not a great shooter yet, and things like that. And it's just I just don't think he fit, especially with the Bulls and the coaching changes and things like that coming to play. But yeah, hopefully in Washington, especially because they're kind of rebuilding. Obviously, even though they got Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, he'll be all right.
Yeah, I know. One thing Marlon didn't like about Hutch was his forehead.
His hairline.
His hairline was magnificent, but he has a really little forehead.
Straight.
He has a little forehead. So but who knows? I think Washington could be a good spot for him, especially for what we got in return from Washington too. My boy Troy Brown Jr. Oh man, Chicago's gonna eat him up. I love it. Like the fans are gonna love Troy Brown Jr.
He does everything. Like from what I saw, like
He's
he's
great.
athletic. He can guard. He could shoot. He could drive. He can like handle the ball. Like
He's pretty much like he's a big point guard.
yeah,
But
I'm
I don't.
excited.
It's crazy how he was losing playing time just because they got Denny. But he should have been on the floor the whole time in Washington. And now we're gonna use him the right way. And
I
then
hope. Yeah, go ahead.
we bring in also all the other guy we got was Mo Wagner. So and then we flipped him and Luke Cornett to go get Daniel Tice and Javonte Green.
And Daniel Tice was a starting center for the Celtics, and then when we're bringing him in as our backup, like the Bulls are really trying to like not win a championship. Obviously, that's what they want to do, but like
AK pulled the trigger, man.
Yeah, he just totally flipped. He came in here and he's building the team that he wants. He's no longer like, well, let's see what we got. Like he's like, nah, okay, I saw we're halfway through the year. Like if he was going to make any moves, obviously it had to be now, before the trade deadline. So now, like, we're a solid team. We make the playoffs. Free agents see that we have a front office that wants to win. And then, we're going to keep calling those people for free agency. Lonzo Ball, head on over here, boy. We need you. Or
yeah, you love to see it. Yeah. You absolutely love to see it. I would, hands down, the Bulls won the deadline. But another team who had a great deadline, I'm actually wearing their jersey right now, the Miami Heat. For pretty much a couple of days before the deadline, they actually get Trevor Ariza. In a really good trade. I mean, you give him Myers Leonard, who eventually gets waived. Nothing. Yeah. And then you get Victor Oladipo for nothing.
For Kelly Olynyk. Like,
it doesn't make sense.
It's crazy.
It doesn't make sense how they pulled that off. Pat Riley fleeced the Rockets.
Yep.
Like, I don't. I was speechless when I saw that trade because I thought for sure like they were gonna like probably go get Kyle Lowry.
It was so quick too, like last minute, like right before trade day ended. Miami Heat trade for Victor Oladipo,
and it didn't make sense because like I thought for sure like Vic was gonna cost a first round pick, maybe multiple picks, a good player. No, you give up Kelly Olynyk. I mean Kelly Olynyk's good, but like I thought it was gonna cost like a Duncan Robinson, a Tyler Hero.
I'm so glad they didn't trade them.
Something on that kind of a level. But man, the Heat, like the rich get richer. And now the backcourt of, well, Jimmy plays a 3, but him, Vic, Bam, and then you got Iguodala, you got Ariza.
Yeah, they still have all their players that they had in the finals run. I mean, who did they lose? Like that was really like a significant piece. Like I literally can't think of them. Like
yeah, you still have Dragic. You still have none.
You still have Precious. Like you still have your rookies. Like you don't have to trade away any young players. Like bro.
The biggest piece they lost was Olynyk.
Yeah, but I mean
that's replaceable.
All right.
That's replaceable.
Be all right.
You got better.
Yeah,
it's crazy. The Heat definitely. As we were talking the last couple of weeks, contenders or pretenders. If they can mesh, that's contenders. That defense. That's insane.
I said, bro, when I was debating with Ben, I said if they go make a trade and go get I said Kyle Lowry, I think it might have been.
No, Ben was the one who went with Kyle Lowry. You went with Vooch to the Celtics.
No, not that part. The part where we debated that contenders are pretenders, and I said they are contenders if they made a big splash, and they made that splash. So get healthy, give them some games, and they'll be all right, especially in the playoffs, bro.
Yeah, that's a big move. That's a big move. I'm really excited for what else is going on. Those are the two biggest trades, hands down. But a big trade that I really liked, that I think is really going to help come playoff time and even down the stretch of the season is actually Norman Powell to the Blazers. I love that move. One, I mean, obviously you give up Gary Trent, who was a very solid piece, but they're almost the exact same player. But Norman Powell's having a career season, and I'd say he plays better defense, a little bit bigger than Gary Trent as well. See the similarities between Gary Trent and his dad, like how they got traded so similarly.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
It's kind of scary. But I really like Norman Powell's fit next to Dame and CJ. And now they're getting healthy again. You're getting Nurkic back. Melo's been healthy all year. Is Zach Collins going to come back at all?
I don't know. I thought that was pretty much a season-ending surgery.
Damn, that's back-to-back years for him too.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Man,
I always say
I
stuff
do
and then
like
I
Zach
look.
Collins as a player. He brings a lot to that team, but like so he does the little things that matter so much.
Mhm.
He doesn't fill up the stat line or nothing, but he's just a good NBA player.
Yep.
But
He's a Gonzaga guy, right? I'm pretty sure
he is. I
I'm
actually didn't know that. I
I'm
did
like
not know that if he is. Um,
Gonzaga, man. They're just pulling out some great to make it so great.
but yeah, man,
Players.
they've done a lot. You still got Enes Cantor, Anthony Simons is getting better.
Yeah,
Um,
bro.
that's a really really good trade for them.
And to go to get away from Portland a little bit, Gary Trent is turning into a really he's showing the bubble. Like, he's a solid he can shoot. He's athletic. He's a good NBA guard for a second round pick that they got. And I don't think the opportunity was there as much as it's going to be in Toronto now that they shipped. They flipped it obviously for Norman Powell, so now he can go there and have a bigger role instead of playing behind Dame and CJ. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure he started in his first game in Toronto, so that's exciting. And Rodney Hood, Rodney Hood's still a solid player.
Yeah.
Toronto, trying to make some type of playoff push, especially because they didn't trade Kyle Lowry.
Mhm.
That was a solid move for both teams. They both you always talk about the winners, how the Bulls just totally fleeced the Magic, like Toronto. Yeah, that was a pretty even trade, I'd say.
Yeah, on both sides. I couldn't believe that Kyle Lowry didn't get traded though.
I
Like
know.
that was so shocking to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm so mad at the fact that it came down to Taylor Horton Tucker. Like
Yeah, I don't get
he's
it.
solid, but for an all NBA guard and you want to go win a title, you're gonna win a title because of Kyle Lowry, not because of Taylor Horton Tucker.
Yeah, they're
If
tweaking.
this comes back to like Taylor Horton Tucker hits a game winner in the finals, like yeah, like I'll eat my words. But Kyle Lowry's a champion. Like
Yeah, but
he's been the best player. He's the best player in Raptors history, and you don't want to go get him because you don't want to give up Taylor. Like I couldn't wrap my head around that fact. He's a good player. Like I understand that he's a promising young prospect, but Kyle Lowry's proven.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. There's NBA teams are starting to do that though, bro. Like the Heat, how they won't they refuse to trade Tyler Hero.
Well, that's a
They
big
could have had
difference, though.
no, but seriously though, think about it. It's just that these GMs, man, are just trusting youth. They didn't want to trade a aspiring young prospect for a 35-year-old point guard. That's just kind of where the NBA is going. It's just youth. But yeah, I mean, obviously it is different. Tyler Hero's way, had more of an impact for them in the playoffs and things like that. But yeah, it just goes to show where the NBA is going.
Yeah, THT's got promise. I mean, even him being from around here too, it's cool. Like seeing someone like around here be in the league, and he's around our age. But
Yeah,
it's just
pretty sure
I,
he graduated the same year we did. Okay.
I'm giving up. I'm giving him up to get Kyle Lowry. Um, I mean, maybe he turns into something great because the Lakers they're deep, but they're not that deep. But I couldn't believe that. I was really really shocked to see that they would not give up Taylor. Um, I was really just surprised, but there's a
Just goes to
couple.
show that maybe he is going to be a beast. Maybe they got maybe they see some. Obviously, they probably see something that we don't.
Yeah,
But for a title contending, yeah, I think you got to go get the All-Star point guard if you have a chance. But
yeah,
who knows?
but there's two more moves we wanted to talk about a little bit on the trade deadline. Two moves that can make some big time noise for the team that they got. It's actually both involving the Magic with sending Evan Fournier to the Celtics, just 2 second-round picks. That's actually really big for them having that kind of scoring off the bench. Um, or even if they end up trying to decide to start him. But I think they're going to stick with Marcus Smart. But I actually really like that pickup for the Celtics. They needed scoring off the bench. They're so thin over there, and he's honestly replacing Gordon Hayward.
Yeah,
Man,
and
it's a good.
he doesn't. I don't think he demands the ball as much as Gordon Hayward does. He could probably still do things without it. Gordon Hayward, Gordon Hayward have solid games. My bad. Let me just back up real quick. But you see now, Gordon Hayward needs the ball to be to really produce and really make an impact on the team. I think Evan Fournier will make that impact even without it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And then going on the Aaron Gordon one, I think he could. I think him being in Denver's all right. I mean,
It's kind of like how they had Jeremy Grant.
yeah,
He's kind of like filling that role. So I mean, when I saw it, I think I've never been too big on Aaron Gordon. Obviously, you always talk about his defense and things like that, but like I mean, he's been pretty much like the same player, like his whole career, averaging like 15 points or whatever. His career average his career average is only like 12, 13 points a game, which is obviously whatever good on double digits, but there hasn't been real improvement. But that might be because of Orlando. Like Orlando is just so bad at like Vucevic is rare, like as far as like people that have like come like good players that have come out of Orlando. So hopefully like Jokic and all those guys can kind of raise Aaron Gordon's like impact on a team. He can actually prove that he is a good player.
Yeah, hopefully he
like
just
a solid piece.
lets it come down to where he lets his big time players cook. He lets Jokic, he lets Murray, he lets them do what they do and just play off ball, man. Catch some lobs, and then when they're on the bench, you'll get your time.
Right.
But yeah, if he could fill that Jeremy Grant role, that's a great pickup for them. And he's actually, I think he's still in a contract. For about like one more season, I want to say. I don't know the exact amount of years, but I'm pretty sure he's still under contract. But moving on from the trade deadline, there's also two other big moves that really happened. And hopefully the two teams are actually going to meet in the finals. And it's the buyout market of Aldridge going to Brooklyn and Drummond going to Los Angeles.
Which one do you like more?
Drummond to LA is going to be much bigger impact. Honestly, I don't know. I don't understand Aldridge going there. It's for a ring, but if you're wanting to go somewhere to make an impact, you should have gone to Miami. Should have gone to Portland.
Yeah.
But going there after they just signed Blake, I don't really get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a matter of just ring chasing. I mean, LaMarcus Aldridge is, he's older, he's 35. But LaMarcus Aldridge can still play. Like, I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago. Like, he was having his worst year in San Antonio because he simply just didn't fit that timeline. I don't think it was a matter of ability. I think here in Brooklyn, I think obviously playing with James Harden, all these guys he's gonna have an impact. Like, I know you just said Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond's gonna play a bigger role for that team, but I think this is just another weapon for the Nets. And I think when playoff time comes, it's going to be pretty hard to stop them, especially through the East. I think they're going to steamroll the East. Not going to lie.
I think they will until like I don't know about when they play Philly and Miami. Just because of what Miami could do defensively.
Yeah, that's true. But I think out of those two, I think I would say
in the 7-game series, I'm going Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But I don't like the first round. Like, even if the Bulls make the playoffs, we're not we might get a game if we're playing Brooklyn first round. And that's honestly being courteous.
Yeah.
But I think you go Miami, you go Philly, Milwaukee's borderline. I think those first two teams though, Miami and Philly, I think that could give them maybe a 6-7 game series.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Miami matches up better with them than Philly does. I think Philly has like the best. I'm not gonna say the best player. Let me stop myself. But I think Joel Embiid is gonna give the Brooklyn Bigs some problems. Like, we'll see if what happens because obviously the last couple of years in the playoffs, they get beat around. I mean, obviously they got smacked up by the Celtics. Yep, pretty sure they got beat by the Celtics last year. So hopefully this year in the playoffs they can make some moves. Obviously Doc's in there, and he's got a little bit more playoff experience than Brett Brown did. So we'll see.
I really do think that they can make some noise. It's just it all comes down to because what Philly can do is just the fact that you have Ben Simmons running at point two, that you could do whatever you want, but you're just gonna have some guys that cancel out there, like Joe Harris and Danny Green.
Yeah.
It'll just cancel out.
But you get a healthy Brooklyn team that has Kyrie, James Harden, KD, Blake Griffin, and LaMarcus. Like, those guys besides Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, like like no disrespect to Tobias Harris, but like Brooklyn's going to give them buckets. Like,
Yeah, it'll be a great series if Embiid can go out there and drop about 30, 40 a game, and Ben Simmons going to have to put up 20 minimum.
Yeah.
So it'll be a really, really fun series. But yeah, it's going to come down to, I think, the finals. Because once the Lakers are healthy, and I mean, you have a front court of Drummond and Anthony Davis. I don't know anybody who can get a rebound over any of them except for Joel Embiid.
Yeah, that is crazy. But yeah, it's just crazy. Like, whew.
One more guy that's out there too, man. One more guy that's still out there is Demarcus Cousins.
I hope he goes to Miami. Now that because I thought LaMarcus was a lock to go to Miami. Obviously, went to Brooklyn, but lost my breath. I think DeMarcus to Miami would be a solid move because you have Bam that could play the 4 or 5, and then you got DeMarcus who could play the 4 or 5. So
Precious,
right, and then and then in the playoffs you're going against Brooklyn, who has kind of the same situation with Blake and LaMarcus, where you got these two bigs and kind of play both. So I think that's where Miami could use DeMarcus, is definitely in a series against Brooklyn and against the Sixers if the Miami came across the Sixers in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I think Miami needs DeMarcus if he can go in and be healthy. I think it's a no-brainer for him to go there. Like if he goes to Golden State.
Oh, I was gonna say Boston too.
Yeah.
They need a big. I mean, they try to play Taco, but they just can't. Like he's just too slow.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would love to see Taco play. Everybody loves Taco, but it's just I don't think it's possible. But yeah, man, I'm hoping that they could somehow meet in the finals. Like does Brooklyn play the Lakers again? But it has to be towards later in the season when Bron's healthy, KD's healthy, everybody's healthy. Because I don't want to see that game I'll still watch
everyone's hurt.
Yeah, if everyone's hurt, like it's not gonna like live up to nothing.
They play the 10th of April.
10th of April. Yeah, they won't be playing. They will not be playing.
And do they play them again? No, that's it.
They play them one time. We'll have to hope for a finals matchup.
That'll be a great that'll be a amazing finals. Like all healthy.
Yeah, it really will. Especially when you got someone on Brooklyn who's claiming he's the MVP now.
I mean, can you blame him?
No, I can't because I bet on him.
Right. I still think if Joel Embiid comes in and they still I think if he's still putting up his numbers and the Sixers go back, are still top of the East, I think it'll be between those two. Nikola Jokic is another one. But you know me, I'm a big James Harden guy. So if he won, I'd be like, go crazy. But I mean, look at his numbers. Like he don't got his boys in there yet because they're just letting him hoop. Like in their draw, he's already like breaking records for triple doubles. He's only played for 30 games. Like
I don't. It's crazy how he's proven how great he is. I mean, would it be crazy to say this is James Harden's team?
No, but you got healthy Kevin Durant.
That's what I'm saying though. I mean, they haven't really played together, but if James Harden wins MVP, that means he also passed.
I guess.
Then he passes KD also on MVPs.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. I mean, I see your point, but I'm not gonna say that James Harden is better than Kevin Durant. I'm just not. I've seen KD just use the NBA Finals as a blacktop playground and just wax guys. So.
James Harden, I don't know. It's so close. It's so close. We know it's not. I mean, it never was Kyrie's team, but it's the James and Kevin show now.
Yeah.
That other reign lived a little bit short, but I don't know. I could see. I don't think it'd be a far-fetched saying it's James's team now.
This is crazy because he went from Houston having all these weapons a couple of years ago or whatever, like 2 years ago. And then last year he had Russ, and he still had some pretty decent weapons. But when they had Eric Gordon and Trevor Ariza and Clint Capella, when they were and they were playing in the Western Conference Finals, and Gerald Green was a solid player for that team as well. PJ Tucker, obviously, he's in Milwaukee now, but he was doing these things with those teams, and then he has the year with Russ, and then this year, at the beginning of the year, and everyone's like, oh, James Harden, you don't got it no more, blah blah blah, or something, just like stupid stuff like, oh, he just wants to be traded, he don't care no more. Well, like, bro, you finally gave him a quality team, and now he's back to putting up MVP numbers. Like just stop. I hate this. I hate when people slander like all-star players that have a down year, like Russell Westbrook. Like his slander was, I know like he maybe people said he was some people say he's a bad teammate, some people said he's the best teammate they ever had, but I just think people are so quick to just be like, that dude's washed, like he don't got it no more. Russell Westbrook's back to putting up triple doubles. He finally got comfortable in Washington, like got his legs. It just makes me so mad, bro. Like these are the best players in the world, and you're gonna sit here on Twitter and say like, oh, Westbrook isn't good no more, he's just athletic. Like he's just athletic, but he could grab 20 rebounds and 30 points and dish the ball. No, that dude is a complete. Sorry, don't even get. Oh, it's just so dumb, bro. That just drives me crazy when people do that. Drives me crazy.
Yeah, I don't like some of the dudes. I mean, you know how much of a Damian Lillard stan I am. Like personally, I mean, I'm like right there. Him and Steph are right there. People swear it's a far gap. I do not think it's far. I mean, I think it's literally this, then a little bit like right there.
I'm still gonna go with Steph, but yeah,
I'm going with Steph because of playoff success. But I mean, I don't want to like start it, but I'm a big person of like switch the environments of where the players are at. You know, what would it be if Dame and Steph switch spots? They're great players. I mean, Steph's impact on the Warriors is nuts. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they win all these titles without Steph, but I think Dame definitely has a title if he was on the Warriors.
Well, yeah. I mean, you could throw any point guard on those teams too. Like, I'm not saying Steph's like replaceable, but like, you know, it's just
they're right there, man. Like people love to take a dump on, you know, Dame's name. And I don't get it. I don't get why people continuously shit on Dame when Dame has proven what he is, and Dame's a killer. Like, he is, and he's 100%. He's literally like my favorite point guard. People just want to completely always shit on him. I don't get it. I'll never get it. But yeah, man, we'll get back on topic. Like I just had to put that out there, man. I had to.
No, I agree.
You know, one more thing I want to talk about a little bit, just to mention thing is a little bit of college basketball. But my Hoosiers finally got a coach.
What's it, maybe?
Out with Archie, in with Mike, keeping in the IU family, 6-year contract. He's actually trying to what was the name he was trying to bring in? Oh,
Larry Brown.
Yeah, Larry Brown. He's trying to bring in Larry Brown as an assistant. Wouldn't mind that, but hey, man, IU, we're trying to do something. We need to do something. It's been rough, especially we're getting all these Mr. Basketballs, but nothing's ever happening.
Your most recent one, one of the most recent kids I got from Indiana, he just transferred.
Oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't transfer. He's in the transfer portal, but he can still come back.
Yeah, a couple guys from. A lot of players are. Do you see that though? A lot of college basketball players are entering the transfer portal on all levels.
They're doing that because of COVID.
It's crazy because they get that extra year.
Yeah, it's an option. So they're just like, might as well do it. I agree with it. I mean, and Christian Lander, he reclassified. So I mean, you know, you get recruited by Archie, and then you know it's like, all right, he's gone now. So what are we gonna do? They bring in Mike. Hopefully, that could keep him. I mean, Christian has talent.
I was gonna say, hopefully he goes back because Mike Woodson. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's really, really good. I mean, it's an Indiana legend.
Do you think Trace Jackson goes? Do you think he goes to the NBA? Maybe not.
Don't think so.
I
think he's probably going to be one more year. He's got NBA talent, but the way that we fell off, he started struggling a little bit, and he's kind of getting. I don't want to say he's getting exposed is the right word, but a lot of people are starting to see he doesn't have a right hand. He always goes to the left, no matter what, and that's one thing that he really has to work on. Like, he really, really needs to work on that. He doesn't really like to shoot, can't really make free throws. And he's kind of between a center and a power forward, but he's like NBA power forward is going to be too quick for him.
Yeah.
So.
What is he, 6'9"?
Right around there, 6'8", 6'9". But he's not quick enough on his feet to be able to get some guys like that. So he's going to have to work on that. But I don't think Armaan Franklin's going to be coming back next year. That's a big loss. He's our second leading scorer. yeah, I honestly have no idea who we're even signing because nobody signed yet. So uh it's rough. It's rough right now.
Yeah.
There's not much to say except it's only up from here. You would think.
My Yeah, a little bit on my favorite college basketball team. I mean, Duke obviously had like one of their worst years. It was just a roller coaster all year. But and then they just lost. I mean, you probably don't follow Duke like I obviously like I do, but there's this kid that they had, Jamin Brakefield. He was like a McDonald's All American, like 4 or 5 star. He was like really producing, especially after Jalen Johnson transferred or dropped out.
Yeah.
And I was like, if this can come back for a sophomore year under Coach K and just plays, whatever the whole year, whatever you want to call it, starting or whatever, plays significant minutes, I think like he would have been like a first round pick, like easy. And I'm really disappointed, but he transferred. I was like, dang, like I would have loved for that dude to, yeah, man. But I understand he wasn't playing a lot, and like he was a top recruit, and a lot of teams were looking at him before he committed to Duke. It was kind of a last minute commit, anyways. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where he goes. I'm excited about that. But man, the tournament has really it's really entertaining. like
It's
that.
nuts. There's the craziest. This damn near might be the craziest tournament I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still got Gonzaga though. I think Gonzaga's still gonna win.
Yeah, Illinois is not. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. My picks were the tournament's been great, but my picks have not been good. I'm only banking on Michigan now. They weren't even in my Final Four, but if I have nobody in my final, well, I have Gonzaga in there. I have Gonzaga in there, but I'm going on Michigan. I got to go Big Ten.
Nice. I like that. I respect it. I got to go with Gonzaga because Drew Timme is my favorite college basketball player. Have you seen that dude in Gonzaga? Dude, the kid with the handle mustache.
Oh,
big white dude. He is a baller. Like he has like all these post moves, bro. And he'd be talking shit. Like he'd be clapping at him and stuff. Like these like top, like he'd be making people jump left, right, hook shot. Ooh, back down. Ooh. I just get like I'd be watching the play, I'm like, oh, kill him. And he just laughs, bro, because people getting so mad, like because they get so many foul calls. It's sick. You gotta watch him.
I definitely have to check it out. I'm like, I mean, like I'm not crazy into college basketball. I love Big Ten basketball. I mean, I watch everything Big Ten, but Antonio gets mad at me for that. He's always talking shit to me about the Big Ten. He's like, dude, like they're overrated. It's like, man, just let me watch. Like, dude, come on.
Be a fan.
Like, I use a football school now, and he's like, just wait till they go under 500 next year. It's like, man, like let me enjoy something. Just let me enjoy it for a little bit. But he's gonna just goes at me. If he listens, man, he's gonna come at me again because I'm always Big Ten. And one big thing is I don't love Michigan, but I love the Fat Five. So that's one thing that I was kind of like Big Ten. I mean, Michigan basketball. Now Jawan's the coach, and it's like, oh my God. It's like I want to root for them so bad, but I'm not giving up on my Hoosiers. So I'll go with them. I'll go up with them for the rest of the season. If they face Gonzaga, oh man. Yeah, that would be such a good game.
But Baylor is tough. Like they're fun to watch too. I've only watched them a handful of times.
I just saw today. Who was it? Was it Arkansas who just beat? Oh no, Houston just beat Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Houston actually beat Oregon State. I don't know who's on right now. Let me see.
Arkansas and Baylor play at 9:02.
9:02. Okay.
I might be tuning into that after we get off this.
Definitely. Probably do that. Actually, the Bulls game is going to be coming on soon too. And fun fact, I didn't get to mention. I forgot to say it. I'll say it now. Lauri's not starting.
They started Thad.
My boy Thaddeus Johnson is in there now.
Still, Lauri's my guy. I don't care. Even when he's gonna leave, but that's my guy.
Well, this is what I think now. Him and Vucevic can't play together. They're so similar.
I think offensively they could play together, but defensively
I think Lauri is actually going to be much better for us next to Daniel Tice off the bench.
Yeah.
They're different players.
Kind of like how he played with Wendell,
Yeah. It's gonna help a lot. I think it's really gonna be a big transition for him. But yeah, speaking of gonna come in a little bit left, I think we'll have a couple more topics left coming to the end of the pod now. But your boy Zion Williamson has been getting talked about by Mr. Rick Carlisle.
Mhm.
He says that he is Shaquille O'Neal with the skill set of a point guard. I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I said when he was coming into the league that he's a baby Shaq. Like, I never said he had point. I mean, he has point guard skills because he played guard growing up, but
Mhm.
and like most players have guard skills. Like, it just depends on where they're playing and how coaches playing and things like that. But no, bro, Zion's a beast, man. Especially because he only played however many games his first year, like last year, and where was I going with that? And like now that he's played like a handful of games, he's been putting up numbers all year. Recently, he's been putting up just like 30-point double doubles like with ease. But you see how people think they kind of have him figured out. They want to force him right, but because he's a lefty, but he's just as dominant with his right hand. He drops that left shoulder, like you can't stop him. He's got spin moves, and then teams can't guard that. So then they force him to his dominant hand, and it's just like, what are you gonna do? He's figuring it out. His in and outs and whatever, like his burst, his second jump, if he misses it, is like, and he figures it out when he's in the air. Like he's just a beast, man. The point guard thing, I mean, I'm not gonna have him bringing the ball up, but I see what Rick Carlisle's saying. He's like Shaq with guard skills. I 100% agree with that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Shaq was amazing in the post. Like Zion, I don't want to say he's a shot creator, but he can, stand at like the elbow, break someone down, and then just drive at him because you're trying to defend Derrick Henry. Like you can't tackle Derrick Henry. Not Derrick Henry's playing basketball.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. I mean Zion's just like, I guess you could compare him to Shaq, but you never seen this before.
No.
The way he plays, like, you want to say he's like Charles, but he's quicker. He's like Charles, but he could run like MJ, but he's strong like Shaq, but he looks just like Julius Randle.
He's
It's like
he's just a different breed, bro. Like that sounds so like cliche to say, but like you've never seen a player like this. So it's
he's a unicorn.
The comparisons just have to stop, and we just have to realize like this kid's different. I'm not saying he's starting to get that hype back to him where everyone's like, yo, next LeBron, blah blah blah, $90 million
why he's getting the
contract.
hype, right? You know why he's getting the hype again?
Why?
Because LaMelo's not playing anymore.
Oh well, yeah, but
LaMelo took a lot of it. LaMelo was getting every post by Bleacher Report, like how Zion was last year. But now Zion's getting his stuff back.
It's because that's what people click, like that's where, yeah, it's all these media outlets know what kids are gonna, the kids are the ones on Twitter, on NBA Twitter, the like teenagers and stuff that all, like I know kids that say like LaMelo Ball is like their favorite player, like already, like, and he was their favorite player before he got to the league because of like the way he did it, and he was all over Instagram and whatever.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not shocking. LaMelo was hooping, especially because he's been playing his whole rookie year. Zion didn't play his whole rookie year, so that's kind of why. Whenever he finally did come in, that was such a big deal because he had been out and we've been waiting. So I definitely, and LaMelo's still he's sitting on the sidelines tapping his feet 1,000 miles.
He wants
per hour,
to play, man.
And he's still getting social media clicks just because of that. But they're still hooping. I think they lost to the Suns last night, but the Hornets are all right. They'll be all right.
Zion's just, I don't know.
Just different.
Honestly, I don't know if this is the right way to word it. I mean, there's really not another way to word it, but New Orleans like fits him, because he's so laid back. Like,
yeah, he's a good dude.
He doesn't want to be in the spotlight. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that. He just wants to like hoop and lift weights.
Right.
That's all he wants to do. So him there next to BI, I think Zoe's heading out. Then you got Steve, you got Eric. JJ's gone. But
good for him though, because JJ wasn't. I mean, he's not saying he didn't fit their timeline. He'll fit anywhere he goes, but I think he'll be utilized maybe a little bit better.
Him and Luka are going to become best friends.
Yeah, in Dallas,
Can't wait to see him on his pod. It's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's gotta happen soon.
I did like him in New Orleans though. He because I follow him pretty well. Duke
Yeah.
guy. I really like his podcast. It kind of inspired me to really get really invested into this.
Yeah.
It just I could tell like he was probably really messed up that he got shipped out of New Orleans. I was surprised he went west. I thought he was going to go east because that's where he lives. But, what are you going to do? It's a business.
Yeah, honestly, I really thought that he was gonna be going to honestly, I was not gonna be shocked if he would have gone to Brooklyn.
I thought he would have. I thought maybe the Knicks would have been cool.
I thought he was gonna kind of or Philly again. I wanted him to go back to Philly, but I wouldn't have been shocked about Brooklyn because I know he lives in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Dallas surprised me. I think next year he might sign back with Philly because he loves Joel. Or Miami.
Yeah, because he's always on the podcast. All those guys.
He loves Miami. He loves Jimmy. Duncan Robinson's his favorite, like his best friend.
Yeah.
JJ in Miami, dude.
He said that he said everyone thought he was like trying to get to Miami because he just had all these Miami Heat people on the pod. That'd have been dope though. Could you imagine that shooting trio of him, Duncan, and Tyler? That'd be awesome.
My God. Dude, I would have loved to have seen that, man. Oh yeah, I actually came up with an idea. So you know how we do our draft every episode?
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be a little bit different than a draft, kind of like people getting to know us a little bit better. But this is off the dome, all right? This is off the dome. We have nothing written down.
I'm with you.
We're each gonna ask each other 5 questions, basketball related, and we just gotta give our answers.
All right.
All right. Here, I'll ask you first. All right.
All right. Go ahead.
What's your favorite basketball movie?
Oh, I'm gonna be cliche. I gotta go. Space Jam. I love that movie. I watch it all the time. Yeah.
When I was little, I gotta go with Coach Carter.
Really? I thought I thought you were gonna go with like the Hoosiers or something.
Oh, I've never seen the Hoosiers.
Oh my God.
I've actually never seen it. Like seriously though, like I love Coach Carter. I can watch that movie all the time. My boy Junior Battle going up against the real life Tyson Chandler. Come on now.
Yeah.
I love that movie. That movie is so good. Timo Cruz. That dude was automatic from 3. Come on.
Dude, talk to me.
All right, go ahead.
What's your favorite memory of playing basketball? Like when we played when we were younger?
Okay, this one's a little bit funny, all right? This one's a little bit funny. I was 7 years old playing 5-7.
Mm-hmm.
I was the best player on my team. I'd say I was like a top 5 player in that league at 7. Because the thing is, you always played a year ahead of me too.
I did.
Yeah, because the cutoff was April.
Oh,
so you were always a year ahead of me.
We did have a year together.
Yeah, we did play together when we were younger. If you follow our Instagram, you would have seen the post on our story for Choder's birthday. But when I was 5-7, we were down by. What were you down by? 4? We were down by 4. Or we were down by 3. And they drew up a play for me to shoot a 3. You know, when we were back then, like everything was a layup. Bro, they passed the ball into me.
They let you travel and everything.
This league was like, they didn't care. But my dad, like, he coached me to like not like double dribble and not do anything. Like he was like, you know what, you want to be good, you gotta do this. Like, all right.
Yeah.
So I'm playing, dude. They throw me the ball, I shoot it, swish. But the thing is, there was still time on the clock, right?
Mm-hmm.
And our whole team went nuts because I hit a 3. They passed it in, they went down, they won the game because they got a game-winning layup. None of us went back to play defense, bro. But that's I drained that. That was the first 3 I ever hit in my life. I thought I thought I was awesome. Back then when I used to play on that team, like our team was the Hawks, right? Black jerseys. But I didn't own a headband, so I would tie a bandana around my head.
Little hood baby out there.
Yeah, man. I had a red bandana on the Hawks because I didn't have a headband. Because like back then, that was when like Ben Wallace was on the Bulls, you know. And I just wanted to I was like, dude, he's got that. And I had my hair was a little bit longer too, but not like a fro. But you know, I had my hair a little bit longer coming out the sides of it.
Yeah,
I thought it was awesome. Well,
your turn. Oh, my favorite basketball memory?
Yeah.
Like playing? I don't know. It would have to be I was on the bench. So we were 11-15. I was talking about this the other day. This isn't I've had moments where like I was hooping and I felt like I was having a great game, but like I think one that I will never forget, like I just remember it so well. I took like a year off from basketball because I was playing baseball. Stupidest decision I ever made. But excuse me. So I'm playing 11 to 15. When you're 11 in that league, like you're gonna play like the quarters where like they don't like they're gonna put you in like the second, like the first and second, and they're gonna play their best players in the third and fourth, like because it's a rec league and you got to play all the kids, whatever. But my team, my first year was stacked. Like I don't remember all the kids' names, but there was these brothers and they were so. I don't know where they are now. I don't know if they had a history or like a future in basketball, but they were so athletic. Like one of them was a super athletic bro. Like he'd be dunking that thing in practice, and there's like 11-year-olds just like looking around like, holy crap. And then but one game, and we were undefeated, and we were playing the second best team. Like we were playing like the best team or whatever. But that team actually had kids that would play high school ball eventually. They were actually the Miami Heat, I think, which I think is just crazy how funny that is. But we were the Panthers. We were the Pink Panthers. We had pink jerseys, and this kid's obviously the kid that I'm talking about was like probably 15 or whatever. And he just, really competitive game, like close game. And then they threw a layup. Like one of their players went to drive right side, kind of throws up like this weak floater. And I swear to you, this dude jumped like head above the rim and volleyball spiked the ball to the like 5-7 court. And everything slow motion. And it was just like, you saw him just like catch the ball and throw it. And the whole place is like, damn. And I'm just like on the side, like, oh my God. And I just like looked at my coach and she was like, I'm just going to let him play. My coach is a woman, Megan Flores. She was my coach all 11 to 15. I was a building block for that coaching staff. My best. I didn't score until like my second or third year, bro. I was so bad because they had to play the big.
Yeah, I was gonna say you had to play the big man because like people can't see it because we're sitting down. Like I'm only like 5'10", and
I'm like 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, so you're a big dude, and like back then, you were this big since you were younger. You might have grown. You were like probably my height when you were like 11. And I got this tall when I was like 12. So yeah, it's a little crazy thinking about all of that, especially. I mean, I wasn't at that game and I was never able to play with you after we were 5 and 6 years old. But I mean, I remember I don't remember exactly that game, but you guys always like had like better players. And like when I was younger, I was good at basketball. It was when everyone started going past me in size. I just I was like, you know what? It's time for me to go play baseball.
Yep.
Next one, your favorite pair of basketball shoes.
I'm not gonna say
specifically though, not just a brand, specifically.
Like hooping shoes, I always liked wearing Nikes, but I can't remember I wasn't like playing high school or nothing crazy. I liked wearing Hyper Dunks. I think I stole them from someone, not like stole them, but borrowed them and never came back. But I'd say probably my favorite gym shoes, like overall just basketball shoes to have, would definitely have to be Red 11s. Like those are just like, I got a pair. They're not wore out. I got them my senior year of high school, but I just think they're so clean. I just think the Jordan 11 silhouette. They're not the comfiest shoe in the world, but no, I like them. Another one, I like the Jordan 4s. My 4s are kind of beat, but I think the 4s are clean. Like I saw yours the other day, are just so, the bread's up there on the top left. They're just so clean. I have the green glows that they're a little beat up, so I got to kind of restore them. But the 11 and 4s are definitely my favorite. They're technically basketball shoes, but I don't use them to hoop.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nikes have always been my thing. I had one pair of Adidas. I wasn't a fan of them. But yeah, I think Nike and the Jordan 11 and 4 is my favorite basketball shoes. You played a little bit more than I did. So what would you say your favorite hooping shoe was?
To hooping, it was a Kobe 8s and Kobe 10s. I love hooping in Kobe's. I like low top shoes to hooping. When I was younger, I used to really like high top shoes. I remember I had a pair of Dwights, like Tracy 8s or something. I had a pair of Dwights when I was younger.
That's awesome.
The shoes I hooped in when I was like real young. It was actually I remember my first pair of expensive shoes my dad bought me when I was like 8, 9-ish. He bought me a pair of LeBrons. those shoes were so sick, dude. I remember like he was like, "You're only hooping in these." One time I wore them outside of hooping, dude. I think I got grounded. Like I got grounded or I got hit. One of the two because he caught me in them shoes, and I wore him to like a playground. He was so mad, dude. But
Don't blame him.
yeah, those. But my favorite shoes to just um like to have like Jordan wise because I love Jordans. I mean, you can see behind me, I got a lot. The Stealth 10s right there. I've had those in seventh grade. Still fit me. My favorite Jordan though is probably ones to wear. They're so comfortable. But honestly, I don't have them anymore. But like threes, I love threes. They just crease so easily.
Yeah,
But I
that's why
love
I never
threes. I
got them.
love threes so much. I was about to pull the trigger on those Carolina ones that just dropped a couple weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
But they're a lot of money on the market right now. Especially on StockX, like 400 plus. I'm not pulling that trigger right now.
I was trying to get the Carolina threes back in like I think they came out like early or like the end of last year. Probably
Mm.
like I want to say November, but maybe it was earlier than that. I really wanted it, but I couldn't get them. And
The
yeah, they
color's so nice on that. Like
for
it's just
some
a nice
reason
color.
North Carolina Jordans, obviously because of MJ going to North Carolina, they're always just they go so fast and you just they resell for such a ridiculous price, but
Yeah.
well deserved.
Go next. I know one thing a lot of people know about you that you've you're manager at P&W
Mm-hmm.
on the basketball team. But other people actually don't know that we actually were managers together at Bishop Knoll. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just gonna ask through P&W and Knoll combined together, like what's your favorite like managing moment of basketball?
Um, I don't know. I can't think of too many moments because like you just obviously you did it with me for a little bit in high school. Me doing it in college was just so much more different. Like in college, like we really didn't do much. Like, I mean, in college, in high school, we didn't really do much. I mean, we took stats on the side, kinda, and we hung out. We got some nice gear, and we got to celebrate senior night. But when I got to like, and Coach Josh Malamedy, he offered to help me find a team manager position in college, and I didn't know if I wanted to do it. I knew I was going to PNW, and I said I was going to be working for sports information department, working for a bunch of sports, and I just thought that maybe team managing wasn't something I was going to take serious. But then when I met Coach Boom, who was the PNW coach, I was kind of all in. Like when he got there, I thought he's a cool dude. Obviously, you've met him. And just I think I just learned so much in 2 years. It's just like he teaches you how to just be a man. He teaches you how to kind of obviously being around the camaraderie of a locker room was something I didn't really experience until my senior year of high school. But I just like you learn a really good work ethic when you do that. And I think just memory overall is just kind of just there was like a real respect, I think, for me both years. I think, especially my first year, it was a bunch of older guys, and I
Mm.
kind of related to them a little bit more because they were just like, because I would kind of kick it with them and stuff after basketball stuff was over, and I think just kind of those relationships. And then games, like obviously, like it was just college, even though it was like D2, it's still just it's different basketball, bro. Like you think like people hear D2 and they're just like kind of shrug their shoulders, like kids in D2 that can really play. Like it's just sometimes the opportunity is not in D1, so it's so being a part of that atmosphere and kind of learning the ins and outs and like how and getting to develop relationships and just with coaches and players was it was definitely my favorite memory. But it would definitely have to be excuse me. My favorite memory would definitely have to be uh, when we beat Ashland at Purdue,
Mm.
because Ashland used to come in and smack Purdue up before I got there. Like they beat us last year on the road. I wasn't with them, but this year we got them. Like everyone was just like, oh, just like thank God, like
Yeah.
because they're a tough team. Like they went on to win the GLIAC. I said one of our first weeks, I got that wrong. They won our conference, and we handled them that first game. And what was it the second game? I can't remember. But just beating them was pretty surreal because now it's like we've showed these teams in the GLIAC that we can win, like we
Mm.
can beat them with like with half our team is really young, freshmen and sophomores. So Yeah, it would definitely just have to be just beating those top teams like they did this year was definitely my favorite memory from that, at least for Purdue. Bishop Knoll,
Yeah.
honestly, I don't even remember too much. Besides, my senior night was lit. That was
I
definitely fun.
remember I remember ditching the team on senior night and going
I
to
know. I
the
couldn't
fan
believe you.
section. Hey,
I was.
I had that fan section going though. I did. We should have won that game. Yeah, they gave me a backpack and then I just went to the
They
fan section.
dipped. Coach, obviously it was a big game. They weren't even worried about it. But I was like, I can't go over there now. Like,
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't provide too much. I was there. I would talk to the players a little bit, like give like little pointers I would see, but honestly, I don't know how often they'd listen.
yeah.
I know Miles would listen to things I would tell him. He was always down to like help things with his game. Antonio would listen a little bit, but some other guys they just didn't really care. They're like, you know what, you're just a manager, pretty much, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yeah.
like I have knowledge on the game.
Mm-hmm.
I pick up on a lot of things watching. So whatever. I didn't really care too much. If I was taller, I would have been playing. Um that's the way I
I
look
think
at it.
Alfonso played that year. That was
He
awesome.
did. He did.
That was awesome. I don't know why.
Um
Just that thought of it. I was thinking about. I don't know. Just kids on that team.
yeah.
Shout out Alfonso.
It's your turn. Think how many more?
Oh,
I think we both
question.
have two more. We both have two more.
What we asked about? We asked about movies. We asked about shoes. We asked about moments. We asked about Purdue. Um,
Anything basketball, honestly.
I know. I'm just trying to think. Something that would be good for the viewers. Should I have these prepared?
I got another one.
If you want me to just
go? Oh, go ahead.
go for it.
You got
No,
it.
go for it. Go for it. Go for it. Go.
All right. Your favorite team to use in 2K?
Oh, that's a great question, actually. A couple years ago, it had to be the Jazz when they had Ricky Rubio, and they had like Kyle Korver on their team, and they obviously Donovan Mitchell and Rudy, and that team was definitely one of my favorites. But now, whenever you catch me playing 2K, I don't really know, bro. I don't play fives like I used to because everyone moved on to PS5. I'm still working on getting mine. Let me think. I like using the Celtics. I think the Celtics are cool. Who else? The Bulls are kind of hard to use. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. The Bucks actually are a team I use now. I like obviously Giannis is OP, but I think Chris Middleton is an underrated 2K player. I have to go with the Bucks.
That's not a bad choice at all. Giannis is just in next gen. I don't even want to get started on it. But my favorite team to ever use in 2K was just the like the prime Bulls years. I'm not referring to the 90s. I'm referring to like D Rose years. I loved having them, but I would like play Kyle Korver the whole game.
Yeah.
But my favorite team to use in next gen, well, and honestly, now I'm not going to use them anymore because this sounds lame, but I used them a lot. Was the Celtics. I love Daniel Tice in 2K. He's so good because he can hit that corner three. But Jaylen Brown, like, I think
That's your guy.
Jaylen Brown might be the best player in 2K next gen. Like, it's ridiculous how good he is. Like, I'll do a fantasy draft and I can have a top 5 pick. I'm taking Jaylen Brown. Like, that's how much.
Crazy.
Like, he's so good.
I think now that you say all time, definitely not going to say Jazz as my all time. Isn't that crazy? Like, I was so like shook when LeBron was like, "We don't pick the Jazz to use in 2K," and I was like,
I do too.
I was like, I pick them. I think I was just gonna say when the Clippers had Lob City, I liked using them. I think they were sick. Jamal Crawford was a sniper, and Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan. It was just they were so much fun to play with.
You got one?
What city? Yeah, I do. What city do you think has this is more of an opinionated topic, but which city do you think has the best basketball? Like outside of NBA? Like, you know, they talk about California, they talk about Chicago, they talk about
so
Arizona's
city or
coming
state?
up. My bad, state.
Which state? California.
You think California's the best one?
I think it's California. Well, my big reasoning is one, there's so many dudes from the LA area that are even in the league now. It's crazy. But I was actually talking to P&W's coach, Boom, about it. I was talking about just California high school basketball, and he was like, dude, it's a different breed. It's
Yeah,
a different breed out there. There's some schools in Indiana, he says, that can compete out there, but California high school basketball is just a different breed. I think it's Cali. But you have I think as a whole it's California because it's so big too. But if you're
right.
preferring to go, it's going city wise, you're
Hmm.
throwing Chicago in there, you're throwing New York in there. There's just so much good talent everywhere. But I think as a whole state, it's California. Oh, I actually want to throw Washington in there too. Washington State because of Seattle.
Hmm.
Seattle's got some
Um,
killers up there.
yeah. I'm gonna go. Obviously, I'm gonna pick. I think Chicago is different. New York too. A lot of people. I feel like New York and New Jersey, like the East Coast, like they got some ballers. But you know what's an underrated city? That not a lot of people talk about is not. They don't have a lot. Not too many players in the league now, but like in the past is St. Louis. St.
Yeah,
Louis has
yeah.
dude. St. Louis has produced some like really good like
Wasn't
players.
Bradley
Like
Beal, Jason Tatum's like babysitter?
yeah, they were. I don't know if it was babysitter. They've talked. I've seen things. They talk about how they were like they were friends because their moms like were friends or
Okay,
something, and he used to walk them home from school or something like that.
that's his
But
big
like, oh,
bro.
they've had Tatum, they've had Bradley Beal, they have Patrick McCaw, David Lee, or some other ones. Obviously, David Lee's not the craziest one, but isn't Ben Vecklemore's from St. Louis? Um, yeah, there's a
Different
bunch of
breed over
good
there.
solid players. Yeah,
You don't hear about them a
sure.
lot, but I mean, with
No,
Tatum might win an MVP pretty soon. So
give it a couple years, bro. Whenever they finally figure out, like really get, they had a culture, but they're in like neutral right now
they need a
because
big
all these
man.
other, yeah, they need. I mean, they thought Kemba was a nice pickup, obviously last year, but I don't know why. I just feel like they need to make another move. I was surprised they didn't make too many moves. I mean, they got Luke Cornett and Mo Wagner. They should have tried to really. They should have really throw the boat at Andre Drummond, but who
Yeah,
knows? Maybe they'll get to Marcus, like you said.
yeah. My next one. I'm gonna save this other question for last. So my second to last question is gonna be your favorite all-time NBA jersey.
Ooh, I like that question. Favorite all-time jersey? Mm, I don't know, bro. There's so many cool ones that I love getting jerseys, but um, I'm gonna go with one that I got. It would have to be. I really like the. It's kind of like a random one, but I'm not gonna be basic and say like the Raptors one. Excuse me. I really like Phoenix. A long time ago had like the black and had the black jerseys. I don't know how to describe it without like going to
Yeah, it
get it.
kind of look like a missile kind of.
Yeah, I mean, my phone's blowing up with basketball updates. But yeah, bro, they just like it was around the Steve Nash years. Like, I think it's just a clean jersey to have. Like, I don't get to wear it as much because it's kind of I don't know. It's just like a random jersey to have. But other ones that I appreciate a lot have to be Seattle Supersonic ones. Like
That's
any
the one I
Seattle
thought you
Supers.
were gonna say because you have one,
Yeah,
right?
I have a KD one that I
Yeah.
really like, but it's kind of getting small on me.
Hmm.
Um, and then one jersey that I love right now is the light blue Hornets ones with the white stripes. Everyone likes their like black and they have like black and gold in them. I'm good on those, but I really like what jerseys the Hornets got right now. What about you? I know you kind of influenced me on the jersey game. Him and
Well,
AJ.
my favorite all-time jersey would have to be like the '90s Bulls pinstripe, the black one.
Very
That
clean.
jersey, that it's just perfect. I think it's hard to describe anything wrong with that jersey. Um, I love the pinstripe Magic ones too. I have a penny one. I think that
Yeah, those
jersey's
are clean. I don't know why I
that
didn't
that
say
one's
that.
so nice. But I'm trying to think. Like those are just common ones. I'm trying to think of like an out of the box one that I really really like. Hmm. Oh, I'll go with these ones. The AI 76ers ones, early 2000s, the black one.
Oh yeah,
The black
those
and the
are
white one. Those are sick.
those are deadly.
Well, both of us, one more question. You up, Choder, and then I'll save mine
Uh,
for last. If you say the question I have, that's crazy because I think mine's a really good question.
okay, I'm gonna ask one that's always asked amongst podcasts, but like, and it's kind of asked throughout Twitter. But my bad. If you were to start building an NBA team today, who would you like? Who would you want your main guy to be? Who would you build your team around
All
today?
right, I have the number one pick. I'm building
Yeah,
from it today.
like for the future or whatever. For today, whatever. No, don't matter who it is. Don't gotta be a young guy.
Like, see, if I want to get a title right now, I would take LeBron. Like, I would get a title in the next 2 years.
Mhm.
That's a guarantee. But if I want to go and I want to build for like the absolute future, and I think he would do it. No, I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna say Jaylen Brown.
Oh my gosh, I'd be like, okay.
But honestly, if I want to build one where I think he could last like another 10 years in the NBA, I'd probably have to go Luca.
Yeah,
I'd probably have to go
good
Luca.
pick.
I have to go Luca. I was thinking Giannis too, but I think I'd go Luca because of the way the NBA is going and he could shoot.
Cool. Are you waiting for me to tell you mine?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought you were just staring at me. All right. Those are all good ones. I mean, Zion. There's a couple guys that I think are
He crossed my mind.
Obviously, Luca, Giannis, Zion.
Cade?
No, and like Bam.
That's a good one.
But I'm gonna go. It's not really a curveball, but I think Jason Tatum.
He crossed my mind.
Jason Tatum is like only getting better, and like he could do anything on a basketball court, essentially. You know, like, and he's turning into a decent like two-way player. So, and he's just like he's a real I think another thing that goes into play. He's just like a guy that like he's like a good face of the franchise. Like,
yeah,
like Jason Tatum is your best player. Like the guy, you'll hear him on his mic'd up like videos. Like he's
a leader.
He's a good leader. Obviously he's a great scorer, and he's only getting better. Like, so, I think him is the number one option. I'm going to go Jason Tatum just to kind of switch it up, be a little different.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Last question. I think this is a really good one. I was saving this one for last.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite memory of going to an NBA game?
Oh, that was a good one. I was going to ask that earlier. It would have to be, I think it was like my 15th or 16th birthday. You were there, and we went to that Bulls and Thunder game. And like we were getting smacked. That was the year Katie was out. Russ was doing his thing with triple doubles. We had a box seat. I had we had like 11 people come with us, and we had 2 Thunder fans with us. Like, I don't think you remember one of them, but obviously we had those 2. A kid I was going to high school with at the time came with us. So we had 2 Thunder fans, and like obviously the Thunder were smacking us up, so they're like having the time of their lives, and we're just sitting there all in our Bulls jerseys, just like, and then we slowly started coming back. Powell was, doing his thing, and then obviously each one more ended up hitting the game winner, and it was just sick because it's like each one more is like a legend from where we're from. Not, I mean, like he made it, so it's like and everyone kind of knows him, especially from EC.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say that name, most people are like, oh yeah, the kid that went to the NBA, the dude that went to the NBA from EC. He's still in the NBA, still
really good contributor.
Yeah, and I just remember, bro, like just we were high up, and we had a perfect angle of it. We all got pretty decent.
I still have the video of it, man.
And it was just like when Pau Gasol had it, and he just threw it out to him, and he just smack, and the whole arena, bro, we're at the top, we get to see, and everyone just rose. It was just like it was red, like I saw red, and we were all just.
I kid you not, like sick. when Powell was like this and passed it out, everyone was like, like right when he let it go.
Everyone was like, no, like because Pau Gasol was our dude. Like that was
his All-Star year. That was his All-Star year in Chicago. That was a good one.
That was a good time.
I'd probably have to say that one was on definitely in my mind. But I think my all-time favorite memory was Kobe's last game in Chicago.
Oh yeah, you
Um,
did go to that.
I was there, Kobe's last game, gave him a tribute, everything. It was just such a cool atmosphere. RIP Mamba. But
Did you go to Dwayne Wade's last game too?
yeah, I was at Wade's last game
That's
too.
that's actually
I was so mad. I was so mad about this one. Did you hear this? So do you know Dwayne Wade is like one of my favorite players ever? I have Dwayne Wade jerseys when I was little. I have his trading cards. I have everything. I'm wearing his jersey right now. I'm
yeah.
there. He's signing autographs. He signs the two guys I went to the game with autograph, but didn't sign mine.
That
I
doesn't
was in
make
the
sense.
middle. I was in the middle of them, bro. I
I
had,
hope Dwayne Wade sees this.
dude. Oh my god, I wanted his jersey so bad. I like literally. I showed up to the game. I had 3 trading cards. I had both of the litter jerseys. I had this jersey. I had a Heat hat. Everything. I was like, he's got to sign mine. I got Josh Richardson autograph, but I wanted Wade's. That's all I wanted. He signed
Where'd you get it on the hat?
on the ticket.
That was cool.
But like Josh Richardson's cool. Shout out Josh Richardson. I really appreciate it. But I wanted Wade's autograph more than anything, dude. Like Dwayne is my guy. Dwayne is my guy.
I know. Dwayne Wade is such. It's crazy because you almost wore that, and I almost wore my Bulls Dwayne Wade jersey.
Dude,
And
like Wade is my guy. Like, come on.
Wade's the
Like
man.
Wade, I always wanted to go to Wade County, but I've never been down there. And just I wanted his autograph. I don't know. Man, Wade, if you see this, like hook me up, please. You're my guy. I'll send you like all the stuff I got. If you want to sign anything, I need it. I need Wade's autograph. But
Talk to him.
yeah, man. 2 great memories, both legends, last games in Chicago. Yeah, man. I think we hit the end of the pod. The good one. Like, and now people got a better perspective of us too. We always talk basketball. This week we didn't have Marlyn or Ben. Should have them back next week. If not both of them, one of them should be back. But yeah, we're gonna start looking into more guests too.
Yep. I'm excited about that. We gotta get Pedro. We gotta get Pedro on the pod.
Oh yeah, Pedro almost made it today. My boy Pedro.
That'd have been awesome.
Pedro, really good basketball mind on him. Huge Bulls fan.
He's a cool. I love seeing like him tweet about Bulls and NBA stuff.
He gets a little frustrated, and it's fun to see. But yeah, man, we hit the end here. Episode 6. Follow us everywhere. _stepback pod. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're everywhere. Give us 5 stars. YouTube, INRRA, everywhere, man. We need it. But we appreciate it, man. It's the end of it here. Check us next week. We'll be back next Tuesday. We out.